Paul Raynor, another win, it's another competition, but all games you take really serious.
Yeah, very much so. The objective before the game was to get through to the knockout stages. It looks like we've probably done that with the result tonight. That was the first objective. That was the first thoughts, was to pick a team strong enough to win the game. Also, bearing in mind we've got important games coming up in League One. But so it was a big tick box for everything really. Good performances, good individual performances. For a majority of the game, a good team performance. And as I say, another win. You know, we keep taking those wins. We said it was starting to come, and we're beginning to see that DNA come in. And now to see some of the guys that have not been performing week in, week out in League One, doing what we've been asking them to do, showing what they can do on the field, was pleasing to see.
You mentioned the first objective was to win. What other aspects pleased you the most?
The younger players, obviously. I think blooding young players in a competitive game. It's okay blooding them in pre-season and in friendly games at the training ground. Blooding them in competitive games against technically gifted players like Newcastle have got it can sometimes be difficult. But delighted for the young boys, for young Henderson. For somebody that's 16 years of age, it was a pleasure to watch. The boys really helped him. Zach spoke to him. I could hear Joe Rafferty really, talking him through the game. But we saw what a good player he could be. Sometimes young players come up and train with the first team and they're like rabbits in the headlights. But young Henderson wasn't fazed by that, and you saw it again tonight. Another step along his learning process, and he really snatched it with both hands and did really well. So delighted with him. Same with Jack Holmes. Early season, his pre-season game against Stamford, he took the eye, and now look at him performing like that against a good young Newcastle team. So that was also pleasing. But there was good performances from the senior boys as well. So on the whole, delighted.
You've been there at both ends of the spectrum as an older player and a young one as well. How much benefit does it give to the young lads to play with those older pros?
Very much so. We deliberately put Joe Rafferty in there, to nurse Henderson through a little bit, but he didn't really need much nursing, to be fair to him. He took it in his stride, and so it is important, to build those relationships. But young Henderson's been up training with the first team, for a few weeks now, so he knows all the guys, and they really helped him through it. But as I say, same with all the guys, all the younger boys. They really embraced the older boys, and it was a good team performance.
Still a theme of Henderson for a little bit longer. Obviously, he was in there first and foremost to defend, but he attacked some of those corners and aerial balls in really well as well.
Yeah, we did a little bit of work yesterday, and his heading prowess was excellent yesterday in training, and you could see he's got a good leap, he's got good timing. Sometimes that's important as well, and he's got an eye for that as well, and he could have got himself on the score sheet as well, which would have been amazing for the kid. But delighted to get him 70 minutes of competitive football for the first team, so a real positive.
Strikers, for good reason, have that selfish motivation to go out there and score goals. A couple of yours have done it tonight. Good for their confidence.
That's all we ask our strikers to do. Give us problems. We're looking to score goals in League One, and Jordan Hugo's got himself 2. Delighted for a sapper. He works incredibly hard. It's been a little bit of a difficult period. He's not been getting on the bench. Probably got his head down a little bit. We had a long chat with him. Me and the gaffer had a long chat with him last week. Told him that talent's still there. Don't get frustrated. His chance will come. With this, we had this game in mind. To play him and Jordan up there, and we're delighted for him to get his goal. His performance deserved a goal, and same with Jordan. Worked his socks off, was a real threat throughout the game. So delighted for those two. So it's a nice problem to have with strikers scoring goals.
You mentioned it's a problem to have. The manager said in his programme notes how you can't ignore good performances in these competitions. Just gives you that bit of food for thought, doesn't it, for the weekend?
Yeah, we've got a massive game on Saturday, one we're really looking forward to. And we just said to the guys before the game, go and give us a problem on Saturday. And we've just said, real good performances there, and food for thought for the weekend, and a lot of chat to be had. But we'd rather that than scratching our heads, trying to come up with a team where we've not been playing well. But that's a really good, positive thing to have.
Final word on the young guns. Will there be a bit of a debrief with Richard Herring, the academy manager, and discussion as to how they've done?
Yeah, but that's on a weekly, daily basis. We're very fortunate with Joe Scars stepping up from the academy. Early season, he's been in the academy for a couple of years, so we've got that nice little link going there. It was nice to see young Kane getting on the pitch. He's caught the eye in training, the last couple of weeks, so it was nice. I think he's a Newcastle boy as well, so it was nice for him to go on against Newcastle. I know he's delighted. He's got a big smile on his face in the dressing room now. So we'll be having a debrief with the academy staff, and that's the progression we've got. That nice little link of bringing these youngsters through, and it was great to give them an opportunity, and they grabbed it with both hands. So delighted for them.